Modern methods of irrigation. Modern methods of irrigation help us to use water economically. The main methods used are as follows. Sprinkler system. This system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on top are joined to the main pipeline at regular intervals. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is rain. Sprinkler is very useful for sandy oil. Drip system. In this system, the water falls drop by drop just at the position of the roots. So it is called drip system. It is the best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. The system provides water to plants drop by drop. Water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in regions where availability of water is poor. Protection from weeds. In a field, many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the crop. These undesirable plants are called weeds. The removal of weeds is called weeding. Weeding is necessary since weeds compete with the crop plants for water, nutrition, space and light. Thus, the affect the growth of the crop. Some weeds interfere even in harvesting and may be poisonous for animals and human beings. Farmers adopt many ways to remove weeds and control their growth. Tilling before sowing of crops helps in uprooting and killing of weeds, which may then dry up and get mixed with the soil. The best time for the removal of weeds is before the produce flowers and seeds. The manual removal includes physical removal of weeds by uprooting or cutting them close to the ground from time to time. This is done with the help of Kurpi acid drill. Is also used to uproot weeds. Weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals called weed kills. These are sprayed in the field to kill the weeds. They do not damage the crops. The weed seeds are diluted with the water to the extent required and sprayed in the fields with a sprayer. As already mentioned, the weedicides are sprayed during the vegetative growth of weeds before flowering and seed formation. Spraying of weedicides may affect the health of farmers, so they should use these chemicals very carefully. They should cover their nose and mouth with piece of cloth during spraying of these chemicals. Harvesting. Harvesting of a crop is an important task. The cutting of crop after it is mature is called harvesting. In harvesting, crops are pulled out or cut close to the ground. It usually takes 3 to 4 months for a cereal crop to mature. Harvesting in our country is either done manually by sickle or by a machine called harvester. In the harvest crop, the grain seeds to be separated from the chaff. This process is called threshing. This is carried out with the help of machine called combine, which is in fact of combine harvester and thresher. After harvesting, sometimes stubs are left in the field, which are burned by farmers. Paheli is worried. She knows that it causes pollution. Farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grain and chaff by winnowing. Harvest festivals. After 3 or 4 months of hard work, there comes the day of the harvest. The sight of golden fields of standing crop, laden with grain, fills the hearts of farmers with joy and sense of well-being. The efforts of the past season have borne fruit, and it is time to relax and enjoy a little. The period of harvest is thus the great of joy and happiness in all parts of India. Men and women celebrate it with great enthusiasm. Special festivals associated with the harvest seasons are Pongal, Baisagi, Holi, Diwali, Nabayana and Bihu. Storage of produce is an important task. If the crop grains are to be kept for longer time, there should be safe from moisture, insects, rats and microorganisms. The fresh crop has more moisture. It freshly harvested grains, seeds are stored without drying. They may get spoiled or attacked by organisms, losing their germination capacity. Hence, before storing them, the grains are properly dried in the sun to reduce the moisture in them. This prevents the attack by insect pests, bacteria and fungal. Farmers are stored grains in jute bags or metallic bins. However, large-scale storage of grains is done in soils and granaries to protect them from pests and like rats and insects. Dried neem leaves are used for storing food grains at home. For storing large quantities of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatments are required to protect them from pests and microorganisms. Food from animals. After completing this table, you must have seen that, like plants, animals also provide us with different kinds of food. Many people living in the coastal areas consume fish as a major part of their diet. In the previous videos, you have learned about the food that we obtain from plants. We have just seen that the process of crop production involves a number of steps like selection of seeds, sowing, etc. Similarly, animals reared at home or in farms have to be provided with proper food, shelter and care. When this is done on a large scale, it is called animal husbandry. Fish is good for health. We get cod liver oil from fish, which is rich in vitamin D. We are learning two keywords: agricultural practices, animal husbandry, crop fertilizer, granaries, harvesting, irrigation, kharif, manure, pluck, rabi, seeds, silo, sowing, storage, threshing, weedside, winnowing. What you have to learn: in order to provide food to our growing population, we need to adopt certain agriculture practices. Same kind of plants grown and cultivated at a place constitute a crop. In India, crops can be broadly categorized into two types based on seasons: rabi and kharif crops. It is necessary to prepare soil by tilling and leveling. Plucks and levelers are used for this purpose. Sowing of seeds at appropriate depth and distance gives by yield. Good variety of seeds are sown after selection of healthy seeds. Sowing is done by seed drills. Soil needs replenishment and enrichment through the use of organic manure and fertilizers. Use of chemical fertilizers has increased tremendously with the introduction of new crop varieties. Supply water to crops at appropriate intervals is called irrigation. Weeding involves removal of unwanted and uncultivated plants called weeds. Harvesting is the cutting of the mature crop manually or by machines. Separation of grains from the chaff is called threshing. Proper storage of grains is necessary to protect them from pests and microorganisms. Food is also obtained from the animals for which animals are reared. This is called animal husbandry. Microorganisms, friend and foe. You have been several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms around us which we normally cannot think. These are called microorganisms or microbes. You might have observed that during the rainy season, moist bread gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with grayish white patches. Observe these patches through a magnifying glass. You will see tiny black rounded structures. Microorganisms. Do you find tiny organisms moving around? These observations show that water and soil are full of tiny organisms, though not all of them fall into the category of microbes. These microorganisms or microbes are so small in size that they cannot be seen with the unaided eye. Some of these, such as the fungus that grows on bread, can be seen with a magnifying glass. Others cannot be seen without the help of microscope. That is why these are called microorganisms or microbes. Microorganisms are classified into four major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungus, protozoa and some algae. Some of these common microorganisms are here. Viruses are also microscopic. They, however, reproduce only inside the cells of the host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant or animal. Some of the viruses are here. Common ailments like cold, influenza, flu, and most coughs are caused by viruses. Serious diseases like polio and chickenpox are also caused by viruses. Diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa, whereas typhoid and tuberculosis are bacterial diseases. You have learned about some of these microorganisms in before videos. Where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms may be single-celled like bacteria. Some algae and protozoa or multicellular, such as algae and fungi. They can survive under the all types of environment. ranging from ice cold climate to hot springs and deserts to marshy lands. They are also found inside the bodies of animals, including humans. Such microorganisms grow on other organisms, while others exist freely. Microorganisms like amoeba can live alone, while fungi and bacteria may live in colonies. Microorganisms and us. Microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. Let us study about them in detail. Friendly microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for various purposes. They are used in the preparation of curd, bread and cake. Microorganisms have been used for the production of alcohol since ages. They are also used in cleaning up of the environment. For example, the organic wastes, vegetable peels, remains of animals, faces, etc. are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. Recall that bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicines. In agriculture, they are used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen, making of curd and bread. You have learned in before videos that milk is turned to curd by bacteria. We saw that my mother added a little curd to warm milk to set curd for the next day. I wonder why curd contains several microorganisms of these. The bacterium Lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. It multiplies in milk and converts into curd. Bacteria are also involved in the making of cheese, pickles and many other food items. An important ingredient of rava, suji, idlis and baturas is curd. Can you guess why? Yeast reproduces rapidly and produces carbon dioxide during respiration. Bubbles of the gas fill the dough and increase its volume. This is the basis of use of yeast in the baking industry for making breads, pastries and cakes. Commercial use of microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for the large-scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic vinegar. Yeast is used for the commercial production of alcohol and wine. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, crushed fruit juices, etc. This is the smell of alcohol as sugar has been converted into alcohol by yeast. This process of conversion of sugar into alcohol is known as fermentation. Medicinal use of microorganisms. Whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotic tablets, capsules or injections such as penicillin. The source of these medicines is microorganisms. These medicines kill or stop the growth of the disease-causing microorganisms. Such medicines are called antibiotics. These days, a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi. Streptomycin, terracycline and erythromycin are some of the commonly known as antibiotics, which are made from fungi and bacteria. The antibiotics are manufactured by growing specific microorganisms and are used to curb a variety of diseases. Antibiotics are even mixed with the free of livestock and poultry to check microbial infection in animals. They are also used to control many plant diseases. In 1929, Alexander Fleming was working on a culture of disease-causing bacteria. Suddenly, he found the spores of a little green mold in one of his culture plates. He observed that the presence of mold prevented the growth of bacteria. In fact, it is also called many of these bacteria. From this, the mold penicillin was prepared. It is also important to remember that antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of qualified doctor. Also, you must complete the course prescribed by the doctor. If you take antibiotics when not needed or in wrong doses, it may make the drug less effective when you might need it in future. Also, antibiotics taken unnecessarily may kill the beneficial bacteria in the body. Antibiotics, however, are not effective against cold and flu, as these are caused by viruses. Why are children, infants give vaccine? When a disease carrying microbe enters our body, the body produces antibodies to fight the invader. The body also remembers how to fight the microbe if it enters again. So if dead or weakened microbes are introduced in a healthy body, the body fights and kills them by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease-causing microbes. This is how a vaccine works. Several diseases including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox and hepatitis can be prevented by vaccination. Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. In your childhood, you must have been given injections to protect yourself against several diseases. Can you prepare a list of these diseases? You may take help from your parents. It is essential to protect all children against these diseases. Necessary vaccines are available in the nearby hospitals. You might have seen the advertisement on TV and newspapers regarding protection of children against polio under the Pulse Polio program. Polio drops given to children are actually a vaccine. A worldwide campaign against smallpox has finally led to its eradication from most parts of the world. These days, vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases, increasing soil fertility. Some bacteria and blue-green algae are able to fix nitrogen from the atmosphere to enrich soil with nitrogen and increase its fertility. These microbes are commonly called biological nitrogen fixers. Cleaning the environment. The school gardener making manure along with their friends. They collected wastes of plant, vegetables and fruits from the nearby houses and gardens. They put them in a pit meant for waste disposal. After some time, it decomposed and got converted to manure. People wanted to know how this had happened. Do you find any difference in the contents of the two pots? If so, what is the difference? You will find that the plant waste in a pot has been decomposed. How did this happen? The plant waste has been converted into manure by the actions of microbes. The nutrients released on the process can be used by the plants again. Harmful microorganisms. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms cause decreases in human beings, plants and animals. GMG Academy for English and German language learning. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. Please. Something happy with languages. Something happy with languages. Become a master at not caring about things you cannot control. Become a master at not caring about things you cannot control. Celebrating unconditional love. Celebrating unconditional love. Prayer changes things. Always be pray to God. Prayer changes things. Expect nothing. Appreciate everything. Expect nothing. Appreciate everything. Please subscribe our YouTube channel. God Motivation German Lijo Jishi. Welcome to our foreign language world. Life becomes peaceful when you switch from expect to accept. Life becomes peaceful when you switch from expect to accept. My happy place. Always my happy place in our home. You don't always need a plan. Sometimes you just need to breathe. Trust, let go and see what happens. Become a master at not caring about things you cannot control. Become a master at not caring about things you cannot control.
take me in the smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do.
Not all
Restless
what
every time we start knocking us
and at
lost
first.
control. Oh, it's paradise with honesty, but in the dead of the night, teardrops on the floor. The pain is over, feel the darkness take control.
What that can also activate when it is blocked by clots, symptoms in the bone, blood, fat and other issues, excess food, inflammation, lots more. This may cause pitta symptoms like burning, thirst, cold, cravings, or kapha symptoms like heaviness, water retention, etc. Even though vata is the dosha that is the primarily aggravated. Hence, not at all vata aggravation can be treated in the same way. Life is short. Spend it with people who make you low and feel loud. Life is short. Spend it with people who make you low and feel loud. See the day. Seize the day. Grim the beat and free my soul. I want get lost in your rock and roll. Grim the beat and free my soul. I want get lost in your rock and roll. Good morning. Have a bright and beautiful day. Good morning. Have a bright and beautiful day.
I'm confused. Internet's gone low, so time is through. Making of it yours, so I'ma sit and just lay in my bed with the thoughts in my head, getting stuck to the race with you. For sleeping cruise, no. Stress is getting just a little bit lower. Mind's getting just a little bit closer. Find somebody in my life that can make it full. I'll be last, I'll be found in the broken. A way out in the crowd, feeling open. Find somebody in my life that can make it full. That one's just me times two.
Good and Morgan, Formal and Plumley, for this. Good and Morgan, Formal and Plumley,
I've been crazy
for
for thinking for too long.
this.
Better take on the world with two arms now. Got me singing right in the dark. No feelings I
When
couldn't
you
stand.
change, don't
Ooh, and I swear
announce it.
I proved
Just
all the
do
ways I'm here. Got my drink and trying to get what
When
to
you
do,
change,
what to do,
don't
yeah. I
announce
better fake it, yeah, we can work
Just
together
do.
till we make it. Better take a life like we're running out of patience. My mind's gone out way too far. Yeah, I'm not right, but I'm here to fake it. Yeah, we can work together
It
till we
is
make
your
it.
difference
Better take a life like
that
we're running out of
makes you
patience.
unique.
I know that times
It
have
is
been
your
hard,
difference
but that's
that
alright,
makes
cause we
you
found our stress is
unique.
getting just a little bit lower. Mine's getting just a little bit closer. Got somebody in my life that can make it through. I realized I'll be found in the broken, way out in the crowd feeling open. Got somebody in my life that can make it through. That one's just me times two.
I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I cannot accept not trying. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I cannot accept not trying. Control yourself. Alter your thinking. Delete negativity. Control yourself. Alter your thinking. Delete negativity. It's time to get serious about your goal. It's time to get serious about your goal. You are always responsible for how you act, no matter how you feel. You are always responsible for how you act, no matter how you feel. Today's goals: start with God, stay with God, end with God. Today's goals: start with God, stay with God, end with God. Ich habe Hut gebetet. Trotzdem Regents gehe ich spazieren. Despite the rain, I go for a walk. I am tired, but I am cleaning up the apartment. Ich bin müde, trotzdem roh ich die Wohnung auf. Heiraten, marry, verhitten, get married. Mein Freundin hat letztes Jahr geheiratet. My girlfriend got married last year. Und just ist sie verheiratet. And now she is married. If God is making you wait, then be prepared to receive more than you asked for.